Hi guys, Scott here. Thanks for coming along to today's stretch workout. We're just going to head straight into it, so just follow the moves along with me. And we're going to start off with a standing position. And we're just going to go for a head roll. So keeping our chest pushed forward, we're just going to roll our head down nice and slowly in a big circle. We're going the chin along the chest area and then the back of the head towards the back. Just nice and slow, just to loosen us up. And we're going to switch direction. Keeping the movement nice and steady. One more all the way around. Okay. Now still in the stand-up position still, we're just going to do some shoulder rolls. So big circles with our shoulders going forward the way. Make those circles nice and big. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then back down towards the floor. Just keep that going. Okay, we're just going to change direction this time, going back the way. We're going to keep those circles nice and big. You don't want to rush through this, just make it nice and slow. Okay, just while we're doing that, we're just going to get the arms involved. Bringing the arms around the big circle. Keeping those shoulders nice and high. Arms nice and straight. It's just loosening up the shoulder joints, getting the blood moving through the body. Some nice deep breaths as you're doing these. One more. And then let's change directions. Let's go forwards. Again, big circles. Really stretch out those fingers. Okay, still in the standing position. We're going to start to stretch our sides a bit more. Keep that back nice and straight, slight bend in the knees, hands by your sides. I'm just going to lean to one side until we get a nice pull on our sides there. And then switch sides. Let's keep that going nice and steady, just until you get a nice stretch. Hold for a second or two, and then move to the other side. Keep facing forward while you're doing this, and deep breaths throughout. Let's go for one more on each side. And the last one. Similar to what we've just been doing, we're just going to bring the arm over our head this time. Keep one hand by your side, bring the other up above the head, and lean one side. Switch sides, and do the same. Nice and slow. Control that movement all the way along. The more we do, the more you'll be able to stretch it out further. Let's keep that going. Let's go for one more on each side. And last one. Okay, well done. We'll start to work our way down the body now with some hip rotations. Again, in the standing position, feet around shoulder width apart, hands on your hips, and we're just going to make some big circles here with our hips. Make those circles as big as you comfortably can. Just loosen up those hip joints. Let's switch direction. Nice deep breaths. Let's switch direction again. Make sure those circles are nice and big. Okay, back into a standing position. Finish off this little warm-up with some good mornings. So again, in a stood upright position, feet around shoulder width apart, nice and flat on the floor. Keep your back nice and straight, and we're just going to bend at the hips. Hip hinging across, down, and then back up. Important to keep that back as straight as possible. The straighter we have that back, the more we'll stretch the hamstrings at the back there. Let's keep that going. Hold for a second while you're down, and then back up. Just to go as far as you can comfortably. You don't want to overstretch it. You want to make sure you are feeling a bit of a pull on the back of the legs as we go down. The more we do, the more you'll be able to go a little bit further maybe. Again, just go as far as comfortable. Let's start holding it for a bit longer down there. So we're going to hold it for 3 seconds when we go down. 1, 2, 3, and back up. We'll go down again for 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go again for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And one last time. 1, 2, 3. And back up. Well done. Feeling a bit looser now. Just working our way down to our ankles, just loosening them up a little bit. Go onto the ball of your foot on one side. We're just going to make nice big circles with our ankles there, keeping the ball of our foot static on the floor. And go in now. And let's switch direction. Just to loosen us up a little bit. Okay, and on the other side now. We're going to keep the ball of the foot in the same place and rotate the ankle. Make those circles as big as you comfortably can. And switch direction. Okay, and again, finally there, we're just going to work down to the ball of the foot. Bring one foot behind you and just stretch the ball of your foot. We're leaning forward slightly so we get a nice pull on the sole of our foot. Keep that held. I'm just going to switch again. Just pushing off the balls of your feet, bending those toes backwards. Get a nice pull on the sole. Okay, and relax. So the next part of the stretch we're going to do is we're going to be working on the floor. I've got a mat here, and if you're doing this in your house, if you've got carpeting, that's fine, or wooden floor, whatever's more comfortable for you. Even a towel on the floor would be fine if you've got wooden flooring, that helps with your knees or anything like that. So we're going to go down into what we call a cat-cow position. So come down onto your knees and onto your hands as well. We want to aim for our hands to be in contact with the floor, in line with our shoulders, and the same with our knees. We want those to be in line with our hips as far as we can. Okay, just while we're in this position, we're going to be keeping our arms nice and straight, and we're going to be lowering our chest towards the floor, so our shoulder blades come up behind our back. As we do that, we'll lift our head up, and then we'll do the opposite. We'll put our chest away from the floor, we're pushing our back towards the sky, making a nice curve in the spine, and leaning the head forward, so that we've got this nice curve going across. We're going to come back down, again pushing the chest towards the floor, and then bringing the head up, and then back again. Let's go for a few more of these. Nice deep breaths as you do these. Just go at your own pace. Try not to rush it, try not to go too slow either. We want to keep that movement nice and regular. Let's go for one more. And back up. Okay, just while we're there, we're going to go into a child's pose. In a similar position, we're just going to bring our buttocks down towards the back of our heels. And we're going to stretch our arms out as far as we can and bring our head down towards the floor, aiming to stretch the lower of the back here. Let's keep that held. If you don't feel much of a stretch, try and pull your fingers and your hands away from your body a bit more. Okay, let's go back into the cat-cow position. And continue with those. Bring your chest towards the floor, head up, and in the opposite position. Just keep that going. Let's go for one more. Okay, let's go back into that child's pose. Lowering ourselves down towards the floor, get a nice stretch, just roll up the arms. Keep it held. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, just while we're down, we're going to stay on a full position. We're going to go into a downward dog and then into a sphinx pose, and we'll alternate between the two. So we'll start with our downward dog in a similar position, in a prone position facing the floor. Get yourself into a push-up position, and you're just going to bring your hips towards the ceiling, bring your heels towards the floor and your head between your arms, and then we're going to bring our hips down towards the floor and our head towards the ceiling. Back into the downward dog. And then back into the sphinx pose. Let's go into the downward dog again. And into the sphinx. Let's go for one more on each one. Downward dog. And the sphinx. Well done. Relax there. Just again, we're going to stay in a similar position. We're going to go into a pigeon pose this time. So we'll start off again in the push-up position and we'll work our way into the move. Okay, so again into the push-up position. This time we want to bring our left knee towards our right hand. We're going to lower our hip towards the floor so we get a nice pull on the glute and on the leg there. Just do it as far as it's comfortable. If you feel like you're not getting enough of a stretch, bring your body down nice and low. We're going to hold that for a few seconds. Okay, let's go on to the other leg. Move ourselves back into the push-up position. This time, right knee towards the left hand. And lower those hips towards the floor. Again, if you feel like you don't get enough stretch, bring your elbows to the floor as well. Let's keep that held. We're going to go back into the opposite leg again. Left knee towards the right hand. And again, lower yourself down. As far as it's comfortable, we're going to get a nice pull on that leg as well. On the hips and the glutes. Okay, and let's switch to the other leg again. Right knee towards left hand. Okay, let's go back into that push-up position. Now, we're going to bring our right foot towards our right hand as far as we comfortably can, on the outside of the hand. And when we do that, we're just going to bring our right hand off the floor and bring it up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring that back down, into the push-up position, and the left leg towards the left hand, on the outside of the hand, and then the arm towards the ceiling. Down and switch again. Nice and slow, and keep switching between sides. Let's do one more on each side. And last one. And relax. If you've got some water nearby, feel free to grab some. The room I'm in right now is quite warm. So if you are feeling quite warm, make sure you've got some ventilation, you've got some windows open. Okay, we're just going to go back down to the floor position, into a similar position when we're doing the cat-cow. Hands in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. We're going to be doing what we call a bird dog. So we're going to lift our left hand off the floor, at the same time we're going to lift our right leg off the floor. Nice straight lines, and then switch sides. Hold for a second at the top, and then down. Really stretch out those toes and fingers. We're going to go for one more on each side. And the last one. Okay, well done. So this time, we're working facing up towards the ceiling. So again, on the mat, on the floor, bring yourself onto your back. We're going to keep one leg nice and straight, the toes pointing towards the ceiling. With the other leg, we're going to grab the knee, and we're going to pull that leg up towards the chest. Again, keep those toes pointing up towards the ceiling as best you can. And let's keep that held. Okay, while we're in this position, we're going to sit up, hook our left leg over our right leg. Make sure your left foot is nice and flat on the floor. Stay by yourself with your opposite arm and bring your right arm across your knee and push the knee away from you, facing the opposite direction. Keep it held. Okay, let's relax there, and we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Left leg nice and straight, right knee towards the chest. Pull down till you get a nice comfortable stretch. Keep those toes pointed towards the ceiling as best you can. Keep it held. Okay, same as we did before, we're going to hook the right leg over the left leg. Make sure the foot's nice and flat on the floor. And with your left arm nice and straight, rotate and turn away. We held for a few more seconds. And relax. Again, we're going to go back onto our back now. Similar position, but this time we're going to hook our left ankle over our right knee. And then we're going to gently push our left knee away from us slightly, just so we get a nice pull, loosening up those hips a little bit. To stretch it even more, bring your right foot towards your body further. Keep that held. Okay, and to stretch further, what we're going to do is with both hands, we're going to put them under our right hamstring and pull that towards us. Keep it held. Okay, and relax. Same with the other side. right ankle over the left knee, sorry. Hook it round and just gently push that knee away. If it feels too tight, don't need to push it. If you don't feel that you're getting any stretch, push it slightly, bring the left foot towards you more. Okay, again, as we did before, we're going to bring our other leg towards us more, just to increase that stretch a bit. And relax. Again, we're going to try and loosen up the hips a bit more. Just in a seated position, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. Bring your heels in as close to your body as you can. And with your elbows, just try and push those knees towards the floor. You should feel a stretch in your groin, and it will loosen up your hips a little bit as well. Just keep that held. See, the further you push your knees towards the floor, the more the stretch will be. Keep it held. Nice deep breaths as we're doing these. Okay, we're going to stop there. This time we're going to go to our side. Bring your arm out in front of you for balance. Make sure your body's in a nice straight line. We're just going to bring your ankle up towards your buttocks, pushing those hips forward, and keep those knees nice and close together. And let's hold it there where you get a nice stretch in the front of your leg. Hold that position. Again, nice deep breaths as we're doing this. You need to support your head and bring your hand underneath. Okay, and we're going to switch sides. Nice straight line, all the way down the legs and the torso. Bring that heel up towards the buttocks. Push those hips forward. Keep those knees nice and close together as well. Keep it held for a few more seconds. Three, two, one, and relax. Okay, let's come up onto our knees. While we're on our knees, we're going to bring one of our legs out in front. So your foot is nice and flat on the floor. Make sure your toes are on the floor here like this. What we're going to do is just going to keep our back nice and straight. We're going to try and pull our hips up towards our belly button and lean forward slightly. So we get a nice stretch on our leg, and our hip flexors. Keep that body nice and straight. The straighter that is, the more we'll get a nice stretch there. Feel like you're not getting enough stretch, lean forward slightly more. If you're struggling with this stretch at home, if you feel like you're not getting any stretch at all, you can bring your foot onto a sofa so that your foot's higher up, and that will increase the stretch as well. If you're quite comfortable with this position, just keep it as. And just try and pull those hips up towards the belly button. let's switch legs. Again, keeping the toe on the floor will help the stretch. Lean those hips forward, pull them up towards your belly button at the same time. Keep that back nice and straight. If you feel like you're not getting enough stretch, just lean forward slightly. Again, if you can elevate the back leg as well, that will increase the stretch too. Keep it held for a few more seconds. And relax. Okay, let's go back onto our feet. Our feet nice and far apart, more than shoulder width. Toes pointing forward. We're just going to lean to one side and get a nice stretch in the groin area. Keeping that back nice and straight, chest push forward to aid the stretch. Just keep it held for a few seconds. And let's change sides. Remember to keep the stretch nice and static. You don't want to be bouncing up and down or anything like that. Nice deep breaths. And relax. Okay guys, thanks very much for coming along to the stretch workout. Again, while you're doing these, make sure you've got plenty of ventilation in the room, water as well, to rehydrate. Look out for some more workout videos coming soon as well. Thanks so much.